Hello everyone, welcome to this Sims 3 house design video. So today I'm here in Plymouth Isle, which is a world that I created completely from scratch. You can check out that series on my channel. This house is going to be called Greenmont, and I built this house, from an existing house that I already had built. So the house that we're looking at right now is Hunt Mansion, which I did back in 2018, and basically I kind of, modified the house and made some changes to get it to fit in to Plymouth Isle. So, this is one of the houses, or one of these videos where I am using a house that I previously have built or had built. So yes, this house is built on lot number 100 in Plymouth Isle. So if you want to download it, of course you can. There'll be a link in the description below. And of course, there'll also be a link to download the world in the description below as well. But yeah, this house is right next to the school, as you can see. It also has like this nice ocean view and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so the house ends up being, well, so far, the most expensive house in Plymouth Isle. And yeah, probably one of those expensive houses I've ever built. It's very, very expensive. It ends up costing 477,000 simoleons in the end. So, I think the previous most expensive house in Plymouth Isle was Oceanfront House, and that was 390,000. So this, tops that by quite a bit. But yeah, so this house ends up having 8 bedrooms and 5.5 bathrooms, and ends up having 5 floors, even though the 5th floor is just kind of a turret, and it's not like actual room up there. I mean, you can go up there, but it's just like a little tiny 4x4 room. But still, it is a 5-story house, so very large indeed. So yeah, and basically the main changes that I make to it from the original house that I started with was I added this garage. You can see it's happening right now. So it ends up having this garage that's kind of up on the hill here. So it's actually, the garage is one level above the first floor of the house, hence those stairs you can see that go down to the kitchen from the garage. And then I also, obviously update the landscaping and all that kind of stuff, including adding a pool and this whole outdoor area. The garage used to be on the other side of the house. So, the side of the house where the lot goes steeply down, and the side that views the ocean. So yeah, I moved the garage over to this side of the house. And what was the garage originally, I turned into an expanded bonus room that's in the basement, and that has access out to the whole outdoor area. Another thing that I change is the tower and the roof. I do change the roof a little bit because it looked a little bit strange the way I had done it originally. So I fix up the roof a little bit, and I also make the tower on the house a little larger, and I add a ladder so you can actually go up in there, and I put a little balcony on the tower. So yeah, that's kind of the main changes that happen. Of course, it takes a while to do all this because this also, oh yeah, besides the garage, I also added in a little apartment above the garage. So there's like a ladder that's in the garage that you can go up, and that leads to a door that goes into the apartment. So you'll see that as well. And that apartment is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. So that's what makes the house go from 7 bedrooms and 4.5 bathrooms to 8 bedrooms and 5.5 bathrooms, because if you count the apartment that's above the garage. So yeah, it's kind of similar to Azalea Manor, which I did last year, and was it Main Street Manor, which I did last month. So yeah, those two houses also have little apartments that kind of could be for in-laws or something, or family or guests that are staying for a longer amount of time, because it has a little kitchen and a little living area and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's kind of the idea there with that. But anyway, right now you can see I'm just putting in some garage doors. I had to figure out the roof of the garage. I do make it better than it is right now. But anyway, getting in some windows and some stuff like that, basically. And also just some, windows on that little hallway that leads up to the garage. This is the original driveway you can see here where there's kind of gravel there. So that was the original driveway, and you can see where the garage door used to be there, where there's 2 lights. So yeah, I do make quite a few changes on this part of the lot here. I switch out what was the garage door with a door there. You can actually see the car. So the garage is still inside with the car there. So yeah, of course that will be I guess taken care of later, or adjusted, whatever. I guess that was the word I was going to say. So anyway, here's the pool. So you can see there it is, and there's a little retaining wall, and then another retaining wall. You can see the hill is really steep at this part of the lot. It goes downhill quite a bit, but I have this kind of these tiers here, and I use the retaining walls to kind of make it all work. So you can see yeah, you can go down those stairs, and then there's like the nice pool area. There's also a view of the ocean from that area, which you'll see in the screenshots if you stick around for those near the end. You'll see like the ocean views that you get from the pool area and the backyard area. Is pretty cool. So yeah. And here's, I think, when I'm tackling the roof, maybe, I don't know. Yeah. So the roof was like weirdly tall. It was like way too tall. So I ended up making it a little bit lower, making it like not so ridiculous. And I adjusted the tower as well, though, of course, fixing the roof meant having to kind of move everything out of the way from the first floor in that process. But yeah, as you can see here, the roof was like really complicated the way that I had done it. Back when I originally built the house, it was like kind of a mess. So it was a little interesting to try to figure it out and figure out how to get it all to work well, in a way that didn't look ridiculous and kind of like sloppy. So yeah, I tried my best here to improve it a little bit and make it seem a little bit less strange. So that's basically what's happening here. I'm just kind of going through and, doing that kind of stuff. Yeah, so here I'm just doing the tower. So you can see I'm just adjusting. I made it bigger. I made it from 3x3 to a 4x4 room, and I ended up adding a ladder that goes up into it. And there's also a door with a balcony, which is kind of nice, especially considering the original house didn't have any access to that tower. But anyway, over here I'm fixing this roof, and then I also add another dormer to one of the 2 bedrooms up here, so there's a little bit more light, and also they get an ocean view too, which is nice. So yeah. And this floor here is technically the 3rd floor, and then there's like the tower, which I guess you could say is the 4th floor, and then including the basement, that's like 5 stories in total. So very, very big house. It's really, really big, and also that's another reason why it costs so much. Of course, like the Sims pricing is not, in any way realistic compared to real life pricing for houses. Because, in the Sims, I build a house, it's like 150,000, 250, like between 150,000 to 250,000. I'm like, oh wow, it's a super expensive house. Also, sorry for the pause there. I guess I stepped away for a second and I forgot to stop recording. So that's why there was like a moment there where nothing was happening. But yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so like those costs is really cheap for a house in real life. Obviously, when I build like a large house that's like a 4 or 5 bedrooms and it's like really nice, and it was 250,000 simoleons. Obviously, that's not in any way related to real pricing of houses. So this house costing 477,000 simoleons in The Sims is very expensive, but that's not like equivalent to real life. Obviously, a house like this would cost many millions in real life. So, I don't know why they made simoleons so far from reality in money. I don't really know. I wonder if I don't know if they base it off any currency, because obviously it's not even close to US dollars. So I don't know if it's a different currency they base it off of, or it was random, however they did it. But yeah, it is. But for Sims money, 477,000 is very expensive. So yeah. Anyway, especially considering the last house that I did that was really expensive for the world was only 390,000. I thought at that time, I was like, wow, this is super expensive. So yeah, this one is quite in its own league. Anyway, I'm getting some windows in the garage here and things like that, basically. And what's happening now? Getting the the siding on the house here. So just getting that around the garage area. I end up changing the color of the outside of the house, which is something that I know I usually do when I do these renovations to existing houses, but I didn't do that here. And I also didn't really change any of the existing interior rooms. I left them all the same. I didn't change the window colors or door colors or anything, even though I usually prefer stuff now that's a little bit more wood grain, and this one's kind of just flat. It still has some wood grain to it, but it was fine, so I decided to leave it. And yeah, all the rooms inside basically are the same. I don't change the furnishings really, only very small things. The only main thing I changed to the existing rooms is I add closets to all the bedrooms. Pretty much except the master bedroom. There wasn't really a place to add a closet to the master bedroom, so I just use a little corner space that was already there. So you have to use your imagination with that one. But the rest of the bedrooms do get closets, so that's cool. Anyway, here I added this sloped driveway because the garage was above street level. Just the lot was really interesting the way it's kind of is. So the garage is really high up here, but you can see it's still below the highest level of the lot there. So kind of interesting. And yeah, this house is right next to the school. I actually think it was good that I put the garage / apartment on that side of the lot there. I used that space for that because it means that you can't when you're in the main house, you can't really see the school there because the garage there. You can see it from the apartment, but that's not a huge deal. So like most of the house, obviously you want like directed out towards the ocean side. So, it's good that the garage is on the other side. Anyway, here you can see I'm adjusting the retaining walls here around the pool because I wanted them to, look nice and kind of flow with the terrain, go along with the terrain. So you can see I just did that there. There's also a couple staircases you can see that go down to the pool area from the upper area. You can see it's quite farther down. It's quite a few stairs there that go between the levels. And here I'm just adding in a little bit of decoration basically by these stairs. So yeah, just a little bit of extra detail there. But anyway, that's kind of all the, that's kind of all the retaining walls and that kind of stuff that's like around the pool area. I'm just adding a little bit of trim basically. And yeah, also just adjusting this area. I did add a half wall there for a little while, but then I ended up changing it and actually putting a staircase that connects up to the street again from that lower area. So I think that looks a little bit better than the weird half wall. But anyway, there's the terrain paint basically for this area, so you can kind of see how that looks. But yeah, that's the new outdoor area, which is nice because the original house that I built, I actually built this house originally in Barnacle Bay, which is kind of interesting. It's the only house I ever built in Barnacle Bay. And yeah, it was on a small lot that wasn't, too much bigger than the house. And also it was a very funky lot, like the terrain wise, it was kind of a funky lot. So it actually worked out pretty well that this house was able to fit into this lot fairly well, considering the lot that it was originally built for was very different and also very specific, just as this one is very specific to its location. But it actually ended up working out pretty well with this lot, especially since this lot is really big. It's actually 64 by 35, which is kind of an interesting dimension, so it's like really long. So that's how I was able to fit like the garage on one side, the pool on the other side, and there's a decent amount of space for all that. Anyway, here I'm just fixing up the roof again. For some reason, one of the roof things vanished. So yeah. Anyway, also down here by the pool, I got in some lights. I also put an outdoor kitchen in, which I thought was kind of cool. I just kind of plop it in sometime soon, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. I don't tend to do that very often. I have before, but not very recently. I haven't put an outdoor kitchen in, so I think I'm doing that right now. I do recolor it later, but yeah, it's all the stuff I think that's from like, what is it, Outdoor Living or something? Some stuff pack. It was like Outdoor Living stuff pack or something. Anyway, so I got that in, and then here's the pool, so just getting some lighting in there and stuff like that. But yeah, and what's next? I don't know. We'll see. Oh yeah, closets, I guess. I'm going to do that now. So there's a closet for that bedroom, and there's one here. I'm going to get one in for this bedroom as well, so just kind of readjusting some things to get it all to fit in. It actually was good. These like the addition that I added for the garage allowed me to add a closet very neatly to that other bedroom. And the upstairs bedrooms actually don't get closets. I did forget about that. Yeah, I don't end up putting any closets for the upstairs bedrooms because there really wasn't a good way of fitting them in, so I just left it. It's like, whatever, it's fine. The master bedroom does get a little corner one there. And, that's basically it. The basement bedroom gets a closet, though, too, which I'll add in a little bit later. But, yeah. Anyway, moving the garage stuff now out from where the original garage was over to the new garage. Actually, you don't see it here, but after I finished recording, I did put a second car in the garage, which does obviously increase the price. So you'll notice if you are looking at the price of the house, you'll see it doesn't actually reach $277 by the time the video ends, but I do add another car, so that increases the price. But anyway, here I had to replace the stairs, and yeah, so now you can see I just expanded that like bonus room where the pool table was into now a much larger room now that the garage is no longer there. So yeah, so the basement definitely gets quite a bit more space now to it. And already in the basement is a bedroom, a bathroom, and the laundry room. So yeah, now this bonus room area has a lot more room, which is nice. So I just moved the pool table over, and then I also got in some more seating and stuff like that. Anyway, now I am just painting under the foundation stuff all black. I'm just continuing that because, of course, it was already there, so, that's all I was doing. And then I also got some wood paneling to go over this area because, obviously, it's going to be kind of funky with the way the walls are, which I guess I'm not doing it right now, but I will at some point put the wood paneling there. Here I did the driveway. It's like two separate driveways, and I put like this strip of like flowers and stuff in between, which, why not, I guess. And here I'm adding in the front pathway, which goes from the edge of the street there up to the front door, and then I extend it when I add in the stairs as well because, of course, here's the wood paneling I was talking about. Yeah, I wanted to kind of connect it with the lower area so you don't have to go through the house to get down to the pool area, so you can just kind of get there from the street, which I thought was kind of good. So yeah, it just makes a little bit more sense. So anyway, here I am getting in some outdoor lighting, I guess. So there's some of that. And I wonder when I replace that half wall. I don't know exactly, but sometime soon. And yeah, just getting touching up the terrain back here, I guess, a little bit around the garage, getting some more lights in down by the garage doors here. So just doing that, and yeah, just adjusting the terrain a little bit, stuff like that. So yeah, and then yeah, I think I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do next, but closet in the basement. There you go. The basement bedroom is a closet. But yeah, I do things kind of all over the place. I think the apartment is the last thing I do. I think after the landscaping even. So because normally I do landscaping last, but not in this case. Anyway, getting in the closets, I guess, getting the clothes in there. So there's that bedroom, and there's this bedroom here. So just getting some in there, and also recoloring this painting. I didn't really like the way the frame looked. It was a little bad. I didn't recolor the frame originally, I guess. And then also this bedroom here, just recoloring the clothes for that closet as well. And what's next? Inside the chimneys, I suppose. Small things, little things around the place, basically. What's happening next? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Down here, just doing the master bedroom closet there, just recoloring the wallpaper, I guess. And I don't know, just kind of jumping around all over the place here. I recolored these chairs because I didn't like the color that they had. I didn't think it looked great, so I just, changed that. But yeah, getting some clothes in the basement closet, that's thrilling. So that's there now. And also some lighting there as well. I think I'm going to tackle this room here. So yeah, this is obviously one of the main changes inside the house. So basically we have this very large room downstairs now that has access to that backyard area where the pool is and all that kind of stuff. And then I have like a sitting area, the pool table, also some bookshelves. I have an art easel down here because I guess why not? And there's already like a drafting table over in the hallway there. So it's lots of stuff in the house. There's a chess table on the second floor, and there's also a foosball table and a cards table, and now there's a pool table, art easel, drafting table. It's everything. This house is all the different kinds of skill building things, if you want to. It doesn't have a telescope though. I could have added that, but yeah, lots of skill building things. Here I'm doing the outdoor kitchen, just recoloring the stuff out here. Just makes it look a little bit better. So yeah, there's that. Looks nice now. Got some lights outside there too, a little pool rules sign as well. And here I'm just doing some outdoor furniture. It's pretty simple. I have this outdoor dining table here. So yeah, just a nice little outdoor dining table by the outdoor kitchen, by the pool, kind of poolside. And also, of course, get some lounge chairs as well. So I'm going to do that too. So just getting those in and kind of getting those around. So yeah, just a nice outdoor area, which is good because this house originally didn't have any sort of outdoor space at all. So now it does. And I just recolored the pool tiling there and the walls and stuff. There's a diving board as well. Also these nice planters here by the stairs. So just adding those in. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Some more lights there. Of course, I'm going to do the wall tops. I'm doing that right now. So those are just stone. But yeah, pretty much that's the outdoor area. Here's where I actually change that half wall out to add in some stairs here. So these stairs kind of, make their way down to the pool from the front walkway. And so I'm just going to get in a little pathway there that kind of connects around. So yeah, so that's nice. I don't know when I actually do all the landscaping stuff. I don't know if I do it all right now. I think I do it in pieces. But yeah, so that's kind of a nice little staircase. And I'll add some rocks and stuff so the terrain looks a little bit better around there and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, here I'm just recoloring the under roof areas and painting black inside the retaining walls and stuff and all that sort of thing. Also, I put wood on the front porch because I didn't quite like the weird stone I had. I don't know why I had stone there, so I changed out to be wood. I also changed the colors of the stairs here as well, outdoor stairs, and in the inside stairs too to match the floors a little bit better. So yeah, and now I think we're going to move on to the garage. So that's exciting. So yeah, here I'm just adding in some blinds, I don't know, some shades on the windows, I guess why not? So getting those around. And there's actually a lot of windows in the garage, many, many windows. It's a very nice garage. It also has this kind of weird area that goes around it because, the foundation walls have to be there. I guess, now that I think about it, I technically didn't even need to do that, did I? I guess I didn't, but I did. So you know what? It is what it is. I guess I could have just used normal walls and I didn't need to have the foundation wall like that. But it is what it is. It's a different kind of look, I guess. So there you go. anyways, right now I'm just getting some lighting kind of around the edges here. I got a little work table over there. I'm going to terrain paint the inside. I know that I saw someone mention that Sims will get like the unfinished room like moodlet thing because of the terrain painted floors. And like I already know that. And I know that I put terrain painted floors in all my garages anyway, but I just like to do it from a visual standpoint just because it matches the driveway and also looks nicer than like real flooring because there's always like this weird hard cut off, where the garage door is. So I just like how it looks more. So I know that I don't like worry too much about that when I do it. But yeah, I do know that I will have that moodlet. But anyway, here I'm doing the little hallway there that connects into the house. All the flooring and wall coverings there, just doing all of that. So that's pretty much all good to go now. There's the little like upstairs area. It's kind of strange, there's a ladder that leads up to the apartment instead of like a staircase, like a spiral staircase. There wasn't room for a spiral staircase, so it's just a ladder. Yeah, this is the upstairs apartment. It's a little kitchen you can see here. And I also have like a little living room area and a dining area, but I'm going to get to that later. I didn't actually do that just yet. But yeah, anyway, here just moving some things around, moving the trash can and mailbox around, and some, plants and things. I don't know when exactly I do all the landscaping. I think fairly soon though. I'm just going to kind of go around the house, and get in all the different plants and things, all that kind of stuff, getting all the bushes and ferns and whatnot, all the same stuff I always do. So yeah, just get some bushes in that little, ditch there, I guess. I don't know. So just doing that. And yeah, just getting some more plants, more trees, more things like that. I really like this house though. It's nice. It sits on this lot nicely. It's like I think it's a good area for like a mansion, It's kind of like on its own road as well. It's the only house on this like little road. And it's a little unfortunate it's right next to the school like that. Not because it's bad to be next to a school. Just, it's not the most attractive view from that side because of the giant brick wall. But, it is what it is. I like the ocean views though. It's an interesting lot. But anyway, here you can see I'm finally kind of working out this area. So I got some like rocks that kind of go around the pathway there. So kind of, highlights the pathway, makes it look like you're less likely just to fall off and go down the hill. I also put some rocks in this area here as well where it kind of was looking a little dodgy. So it's got some rocks there and a tree. And then I also add some more rocks and stuff on this side as well, just because it, looked a little not so great. So just doing that here. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much the little stairs area there. So that's kind of a nice little like extra way to get down to the pool without having to go through the whole house. So I thought that was good to have. Anyway, here I'm just doing some more tweaks to landscaping. The landscaping that was already existing already pretty much fit in well with the world, which is pretty good. I also put that little fence there just to like make it look a little safer because it's like a really steep hillside there right along the pathway. So I just wanted to have that just so it looks like a little bit safer. But also like off camera after I finished building the house, I had like a little bit more landscaping around that fence and also like a little light between like where the pathway kind of, forks into two different directions. So it looks a little bit fancier. But anyway, so yeah, just doing some basic landscaping and stuff like that kind of around the house. Getting some bushes and stuff around here around the retaining wall where the pool is. So yeah, around the trees and things, just all that kind of stuff basically. Just I wanted it all to look nice. So yeah, also up here between the driveways, I guess, I put, a variety of nice flowers and things and bushes and plants just so it kind of looks nice. And it's not like this giant slab of asphalt. I didn't really want to do that just because, that's not the most attractive thing. But anyway, you can see I'm just doing all that and just a few tweaks here to that like little patio area. I have like a fountain right out in front of this door here. So you can see between that, didn't do it yet, but between that door and the stairs, there's going to be a fountain, which there it is. So yeah, I thought that was kind of nice to have. It's a nice little, luxury decorative item. And just doing a few more tweaks with terrain paint. I'm going to get in all the dirt, of course, underneath all the plants and stuff. So it's basically what I'm doing now. So yeah, just adding in the dirt, terrain paint under all the plants and things like that. So just kind of, making it look nice. I also have this little hedge wall there where the hill is really steep between the driveway and like kind of where it goes downhill. So I thought that kind of helped, make that look a little bit less strange. But basically it's getting some dirt terrain paint around the back of the house here, around the back of the garage. Kind of coming in, just fixing it up, doing all that kind of stuff around the house here. So yeah, it's basically what's happening right now. And of course, going to get down here around where the retaining wall is and where the plants and trees are down at the bottom of the hill. And then of course, around back to the front again where these stairs are right here. So yeah, just doing that, making these little tweaks and things. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much it for all the terrain paint and for all the landscaping that I do on camera and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, basically the last thing that we have before we're going to wrap it up is going to be the apartment above the garage. So that's basically, I just have to furnish that and kind of get that in order since I kind of put that off for last. So yeah, essentially that's what we're going to do after I put a little rug in that room there. So yeah, anyway, the apartment, like I mentioned, it just has a bedroom and bathroom. It's only 3 rooms. It's like a little fake corner closet. Of course, all the closets are fake, but it has like a double fake closet because there's not even clothes in it. But yeah, here you can see I'm doing the kitchen, very simple. You just got your simple appliances there. And then here I'm just doing the little dining table that's kind of in this little dormer that leads to a balcony, which is nice. So there's a balcony there off the front. And then you basically just have a couple couches. There's no TV or anything. There's a couple couches, like a little table. It's kind of meant to be like a guest area, So yeah, essentially that's pretty much all that ends up happening there. And I'm also going to get in, some lights and of course some plants. And I also get in the bedroom area and the bathroom area. But we're nearly at the end here. So once I finish off this apartment, we're going to move on to some screenshots. So I hope you check those out and you stick around for those. Of course, you can download the house. There'll be a link in the description below. I built this house for lot number 100 in Plymouth Isle. You can also download the house as well. And this is also the second to last house for the world. So keep your eyes out for the final house coming very soon. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that. And also the release of the world when it's all done. But yeah, if you like the video, make sure to give it a like. And I always love to hear your feedback in the comments below. And yeah, of course, like I mentioned, you can download the world as it is currently, without the houses. But it will be available with the houses soon. You can download it right now through a link in the description below. And once there is a final version of the world, that link will still be the same. So you can always, if you're watching this video later on in the future when the world's done, you can download it there too. Same link. But yeah, and there's also a link to a lot map as well, so you can see which lot this is in the world, so you know where to place it, where to place the house, basically, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, basically we're pretty much done here, so I hope you enjoyed. The screenshots are coming up in just a few moments here. So I'm basically just doing the final touches for the house, just the last few things. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time.